Okay, so the time is 13:47, and just reading Twitter, and this comes up. Club and Wenger agree contract extension. So I thought straight away I need to talk about this before I even read through this. Here we've got the actual announcement from the club on their official website. We've got a video I want to show you guys that Sky Sports have put together, which I think is really interesting. And basically I just wanted to talk about it. First of all, thank you for all of the support on yesterday's video. I just want to say a massive thank you for that. And the final episode of the Nottingham Forest career mode will be tomorrow. And I'm really excited to play that. I haven't played it just yet. But today is going to be all about this. This is something that, as an Arsenal fan, been waiting for a long time. It feels like years, but it's been a couple of months since we first kind of heard that they were talking about things. And I'm sure a lot of other fans, some neutrals, will be just thinking, oh, thank God for that. It's finally just... No one's going to be talking about it anymore. The club has reached a decision with Wenger, and he's staying on for 2 years. That is just the decision. That's the way it is. I may not necessarily agree with it. I will explain why later on in the video. But let's walk through what Wenger and the club have had to say today in their announcement. So I'm not going to read through the whole thing. That would be a very boring video. If you want to go ahead and read this yourself, it's on the Arsenal website. I'm sure you're going to see quotes from it everywhere today. This is going to be huge news for probably a couple of days now. So I'll just kind of skim through it. So first of all, we've got some quotes here from Stan Kroenke. Oh, God. Our ambition is to win the Premier League and other major trophies in Europe. It's what the fans, players, staff, manager and board expect. Not want, expect. And we won't rest until that is achieved. Arsene is the best person to help us make that happen. He has a fantastic track record and has our full backing. I mean, does he have a good track record recently? I guess if you look at the numbers, he kind of does. You know, we've done really well in the FA Cup, 3 wins in 4 years. But Premier League-wise, finishing top 4, and of course this season in 5th, just, to me, it doesn't shout good track record. It's consistent, okay, fair enough. But is it really good? I just don't know if I agree. I understand that maybe keeping your manager, it keeps stability, will consistently be consistent. That's I understand that. And maybe there's an element of they're scared to let Wenger go and we just spiral out of control, just like Man United have kind of done over the last kind of 6 or 7 years, or at least since Ferguson left. I don't know how long it's been now. Is it 4 or 5 years? And they've just kind of not been able to get back to that level. And I think they will. They definitely will. But I think that there's definitely an element of fear here that the board don't want to go through that. And if Wenger is still competent and still good enough for the job, good enough, then, bringing someone else in, it seems like a better option. Is Wenger good enough? I think he is. He's good enough, but he's not what I want. He's not what millions of fans, and I'm sure the players want in some cases. I'm sure a lot of the players are so happy to hear this. But there may be 1 or 2 players thinking it's not ambitious enough. And the 2 players that jump out, you're probably sitting there thinking the same thing. Ozil and Sanchez, our best players, arguably. Are they going to be even happy about this? I'm sure that they'll both agree that Wenger is one of the best managers they've played under, that they were a huge part of the reason they came to the club. But are the club showing ambition here? And I think part of me thinks that we don't know yet. We need to know what players we're bringing in, what players we're selling. I think that is often something that's not really talked about. It's a huge part of growing as a club, and that is shifting on dead wood. Players that hold the squad back or just don't benefit the club, And there are quite a few players in the squad that I think could move on, and we wouldn't necessarily miss them. But just as importantly, we have to bring in the right players, and I don't know how that's going to go down. I don't actually feel like I trust Wenger to bring in the right kind of players. But who's going to do a better job? Who's even available? I don't know. So let's just skip down here to where Wenger has given himself a little bit of a quote here. I am grateful to have the support of the board and Stan in doing everything we can to win more trophies. It's what we all want, and I know it's what our fans around the world demand. And then it goes on to say here that in addition to the record £110 million investment in players last summer, which blows my mind really, because I don't remember it as a really successful window at all. Yes, we brought in Xhaka, who I think will turn out to be fantastic. Mustafi, World Cup winner, brilliant German international, really, really good player. A bit inconsistent, a little bit up and down this season. Holding seems like a very good signing for the future, an absolute bargain. I mean, there's been other moves like Perez that hasn't really worked. I don't see that as, if we're investing record-breaking amounts of money in our club, we should see that. We should actually see it happening. Bringing in Sanchez, bringing in Ozil, bringing in Santi Cazorla all those years ago. Those were big transfers, big movements that you could see the money was being spent properly, but I just don't get that feeling. An almost £40 million investment in facilities at our London training centre and the academy and Hale End in the last 2 years. And then Ivan Gazidis has said, there is no complacency anywhere at this club. Our goal is to compete for and win trophies here in Europe. Everything we do is designed to make that happen, and we will be working hard on and off the pitch this summer to improve and make a strong challenge next season. It's like I've been here before. So let's talk about that more in a minute. I want to show you this video, guys. This is kind of a montage of Wenger talking after games when the media is asking him questions about his future, whether he's going to be staying, whether it's his last game at the Emirates, whatever it may be. And just listen to some of his responses. I'm going to watch along with you.
Do you ever feel like you've had enough?
No.
Have you made that decision yet?
No.
Look at that smile.
Manage Arsenal again in the Champions League?
I don't know.
Have you made that decision already?
No, my decision is to focus on the next game.
Focus on the next game,
I know what I do.
But have you told anyone else at the club now?
No.
Wait. Let's just go back a sec. I know what I do. Have you told anyone yet? No. That doesn't come across as someone that isn't sure about what's about to happen, that doesn't have a plan. And also, it doesn't strike me as an employee. He almost is in charge of his destination and his destiny. He's in charge of everything.
I know what I do.
But have you told anyone else at the club now?
No.
When are you
It's just
hoping
mad.
to be able to make an announcement about your future?
I have answered that question many times.
Deflect.
Has anything changed? Has there been
Nothing.
any development?
Nothing.
Anything to tell us?
No.
Any idea when you will tell us?
No.
And
Bullshit.
does it depend on what happens for the rest of the season?
No.
Little stutter, little hesitation there.
Is today
Bullshit.
the day that you tell us about what you're going to do?
No.
Will this be your last game at the Emirates?
Of the season, yes.
Oh, do you know what? It just pisses me off, man. It's like a joke to him. I know the media can be annoying. I know they constantly harass managers and players and ask them the same questions week in, week out. But this is something that needed to be answered. And he told us back in, I think it was January or February, he said, you will know in April or May what's going on. Actually, no, I think it was March, April. It's now moved into May, almost June, which is pretty crazy. It's going to be June tomorrow, I believe. So it's like he's joking about it, and that's fair enough if that's the way you deal with these stressful situations. But it's a serious situation. There's plenty of fans, especially that go to the stadium, go to the away game, spending real hard-earned cash, want to know where the direction of this club is going, and he's just laughing about it. But he plays mind games, and I'm certain, we'll watch the last few seconds here, that he knew for a while.
Ever?
I cannot tell you that. If I'm still here next season, I will have the same attitude in the press conferences.
Of course you will. I mean, this is going to be 22 years he'll be at Arsenal when it's finished. It's just unbelievable. It really is. And I feel like that he's played us. He knew, I reckon, probably a month to 2 months ago that no matter what happens, you heard him say it there, like the reporter said, does it matter on our performances or Arsenal's performances and results? No. Straight away, no. He was going to sign this 2-year extension no matter what. And I think winning the FA Cup has just helped massively. They were able to almost deflect a lot of the poor results, the poor performances that we've had, especially away from home this season. The Champions League exit, 10-2 on aggregate against Bayern Munich. I mean, all of that is kind of forgotten. We've won the FA Cup, our worst season in 20-odd years, and we still win a trophy. Not even Tottenham can say they won a trophy this season, and they were far, far, far better than us this season. So it was perfect. It really was. And like I mentioned in the last 2 videos that I've mentioned things about Arsene Wenger and how I feel about this, I thought it was a really good opportunity for him to say, here's the FA Cup. We've won something in a very poor season. I'm now stepping down. I honestly still feel that way. But I saw this coming. I really did. I knew this would happen. And it's why I was so unsure and why I didn't feel like my opinion even mattered. Because it doesn't. No one else's opinion matters at all. It's just the board who I'm just so done with. Stan and... it's just annoying. And clearly Wenger... He knew, and he almost had control of this. If you're working for someone, there's plenty of you watching this video that have a job, and maybe you don't like your boss or whatever, but you do what they say and you act like an employee. You don't go to work and say, I think I deserve that promotion. I'm just going to go and get it. You work for it and you earn things. Now, you could say Wenger's earned the right to stay at the club, but no one has the right to be employed. If you don't do your job properly, if people aren't, thinking that you're pulling your weight, you don't have that arrogance, that ego to say, I know what I do. This is his words. I know what I'm going to do. And then he said, have you told anyone? No. What even is that? You're an employee. And that really annoys me. So although I think I've got to change my mentality on this, and it'll probably take a while, especially after we see what we're doing this summer regarding transfers, I've got to change my mentality. He's staying for 2 years. That is the way it's going to be. I think we all knew it was coming. You've just got to get behind the team. You've got to get behind the manager, get behind the team and support them. Because what good does it bring the club going to the stadium, booing him, holding up banners saying we want Wenger out, when you know it's not going to happen? Just don't go to the matches. Don't watch Arsenal. Don't support them if that's how you feel. But I think we've got to get behind the team. You've got to hope that we bring in some good players, we sell the players we no longer need, and that next season, despite being in the Europa League, being the little brother tournament of the Champions League, nowhere near as good as the Champions League, of course, but maybe we need something like a Europa League win, a European trophy. Man United just did it. They celebrated it as I would expect them to. They celebrated it like it was a huge point in their careers. And it is. It's still a trophy. It's still a lot of tough challenges to get through. And I think we are going to have a poor season. I think that we're not probably going to be able to win the Premier League. I think we probably won't win the Europa League. And the fact that we're playing in that competition, in that tournament on Thursdays, is going to really hinder our chances at going for it. You saw last season. I can't believe I'm saying last season because it's just finished. But that was last season now. Chelsea won the Premier League, and I think that was highly down to the fact that they were fitter and they had more stamina. They weren't so tired. They weren't playing during the week in Europe. Arsenal are going to struggle next season. So part of me thinks that I've got to get it into my head now that, yes, we'll invest. I've heard this £100 million transfer kitty, which isn't that much, to be honest, in this day and age. You can get a Pogba for that. I think that we've got to start thinking, okay, the next year or two might be really poor. And therefore, anything good is just an added bonus. In 2 years' time, we sit here. If I'm still doing this YouTube thing, I'll probably be sitting right here thinking to myself, gosh, that 2-year period wasn't great, but at least we were still strong as a unit, as a club, and now we change up our things. Who knows what we've done in that time? Who knows if we did win the Premier League, the Champions League, the Europa League, whatever it may be. We then get a new manager in and we go. We start again from there. It's just the way it's going to be. And I don't know what this video is about. I'm just kind of rambling on. I sometimes just enjoy talking about things, and I hope you guys don't mind me making videos like this. I personally am not shocked. I'm not surprised that this has happened. I thought we would have heard about this a couple of weeks ago, but clearly Wenger knew. I'm pretty sure of it. The board probably knew as well, and they had to delay it to the end of the season in hope they won the FA Cup, and they pulled it off, and it's worked out for them, hasn't it? So Arsene Wenger staying 2 more years, probably 2 more years of disappointment, 2 more years of looking good at the start of the season, then going through a terrible 4 or 5 months and then finishing strongly. Same again and again and again. And, oh, I'll be making videos, Wenger this, Wenger that. I'm still of the opinion that this shouldn't have happened, that he should have gone this summer. But there's no point having that opinion anymore. He's staying. Thank you for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. And I will see you tomorrow for the big episode, the Nottingham Forest career mode finale, the Champions League and the FA Cup final. So it's going to be interesting. I'll catch you then.